On August 20th, the Carroll County Board of Elections released a frequently asked questions document about the upcoming presidential election. Vocal Carroll County is pleased to present this enhanced presentation of that information. Many voters would like to understand the difference between absentee voting and mail-in ballot voting. They are one and the same. The Maryland State Legislature changed the law to remove the term absentee and replaced it with mail-in. You may see those terms used interchangeably. Governor Hogan has mandated that all voters will be mailed applications for mail-in ballots beginning August 24th. However, these applications can also be completed online, and voters who did so prior to August 5th may not receive another application in the mail. If you are wondering if you will receive a sample of your ballot, the answer is yes. However, ballots cannot be printed until early September because of existing laws. Once the ballots are produced, all registered voters will receive a sample in the mail in late September. Sample ballots are now available online. Citizens who wish to vote in person may do so at an early voting center or at any vote center on Election Day. The Carroll County, Maryland early voting centers will be located at the Westminster Senior Center and the South Carroll Swim Club. Early voting will take place in Maryland starting Monday, October 26th through Monday, November 2nd, 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. every day, including Saturday and Sunday. The 2020 U.S. presidential election will take place on Tuesday, November 3rd. Polls in Maryland will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. On Election Day, there will be 13 voting centers in various sites throughout the county. Voters can go to any of these sites to vote on Election Day. There are several ways to deliver your mail-in ballot application to the Carroll County Board of Elections. They can be mailed to 300 South Center Street in Westminster, Maryland, zip code 21157, emailed to ccboe@carrollcountymd.gov, or put in a secure box outside of the Board of Elections office. The box will be available in the beginning of September under the awning as you enter the Robert Moton complex. If you do not receive a mail-in ballot application or sample ballot, you may email the Board of Elections at ccboe@carrollcountymd.gov or use the online voter search to verify your registration information is accurate. The deadline for mail-in ballot applications to be received by the Board of Elections is Tuesday, October 20th. You have two ways to return your mail-in ballot to the Board of Elections. If you mail your ballot, the ballot must be postmarked on or before November 3rd and received at the office by Friday, November 13th. The ballot can also be taken to a Board of Elections drop-off location by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 3rd, Election Day. The drop boxes are managed by the Board of Elections staff. The drop boxes for returning mail-in ballots will be available at 6 locations throughout the county. They include the Board of Elections office, Liberty High School, North Carroll Senior Center, South Carroll Swim Club, Tawnytown Police Station, and the Westminster Senior Center. Many voters wonder if they can request a mail-in ballot and still vote in person. If you complete an application for a mail-in ballot, you will only be eligible to vote a provisional ballot if you choose to vote in person in lieu of voting the ballot you get by mail. Much more information about provisional voting is available on Board of Elections websites. The local Board of Election office will begin counting mail-in ballots around October 5th. Results are not released until after the polls close on election night. All ballots are counted. Many voters want to know the security that's in place to ensure that a voter does not vote more than one time. Voters are mailed a ballot to the address that they request on a mail-in ballot application. So if voters submit more than one ballot with their signature on the oath, these will be pulled aside for further examination and sent to the State Board of Elections for review, to be sent to the Attorney General's office for double voting. If a voter goes to early voting or a vote center and votes a provisional ballot and mails their mail-in ballot, only one ballot will be counted, and their name will be sent to the State Board of Elections for review, to be sent to the Attorney General's office for double voting. If you want to find out if the Board of Elections has received your voted mail-in ballot, you can check the status of your ballot online on the voter search, call 410-386-2080, or email ccboe@carrollcountymd.gov. Due to the volume of phone calls, beginning August 28th, the 410-386-2080 phone line for the Carroll County Board of Elections will be included in the State Board of Elections call center. If the call center is unable to answer questions, they will forward these phone calls to the Carroll County office. You may also always contact the office at ccboe@carrollcountymd.gov. If you have applied to be an election judge and want to know when you will hear about selection, election judge assignments will be finalized by mid-September. Most positions were filled by returning election judges. New judges will be required to come to an in-person training, which will be scheduled in September. To learn more about being an election judge and begin reading the Election Judge Manual, you can find it online on the Carroll County Board of Elections website. During the COVID-19 pandemic, some polling places will not be open. Many people wonder why. Historically, 10% of people who express interest in being an election judge drop out before being assigned and trained. Another 10 to 20% who have been trained and assigned quit the week before Election Day. Even with the recent recruitment efforts, the Board of Elections are running a risk of not having enough election judges when they know they will have to fill the spots where people quit before Election Day. The Board of Elections, which is staffed by 7 employees, are responsible for running 30 days of counting ballots prior to Election Day, 30 days of drop box management, 8 days of early voting, manually processing all mail-in applications, and manually processing all by-mail ballots. As a result of all of these factors, the election judge training must be completed in September, following all social distancing guidelines to ensure the health and safety of employees. So the Board of Elections is limited in the amount of locations that can be used due to this shortage of staff. How will the in-person voting centers be enforcing CDC guidelines? Election judges will be provided with face shields, gloves, sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, and surgical masks. If a voter does not have a mask, they will be offered one. All voters will get hand sanitizer upon entry to the polling place. All voters will be given their own pen to use throughout the entire voting process. Here are a few notes from Vocal about this presentation. In addition to this video version, a Google slideshow and a PDF were created. You can find those resources on the Vocal website or Vocal Facebook page. All text outside purple arrows in the images, with the exception of this slide and the first slide, is verbatim from the press release referenced on the first slide. Some textual emphasis and paragraph formatting, in addition to visual design components and narration, have been added. Information in purple arrows are additional tips from Vocal Carroll County based on other local or state election board communications. You can find out more about Vocal on its website, https://vocalcarrollcounty.wordpress.com. Carroll County is pleased to produce these enhanced presentations based on the voting FAQ released by the Carroll County Board of Elections. In addition to this video format, the Google Slideshow and PDF have active live links to any of the online web pages. We also reached out to Catherine Berry, the Director of Carroll County Board of Elections, via email to ask about citizens who experience housing insecurity. We asked if there is a process in place for citizens to register and vote who are homeless, have no permanent residence, or will experience eviction. She indicated that they can do this by giving a description of the location where they might get mail or reside on the application. They can do this ahead of time or by doing same-day registration at any of the voting centers.